Meantime, lawyers for R. Kelly say the disgraced R&B singer was hospitalized last week after overdosing on medication that prison staff gave him.
And we're also following breaking news out of North Carolina about singer R. Kelly.
The artist, whose legal name is Robert Sylvester Kelly, was rushed to the hospital last week after allegedly overdosing on sleep and anxiety medications given to him by prison staff.
What's up, Gossip Gang? We have breaking news that's about to blow your mind. R. Kelly, the R&B singer, currently serving 30 years, was just rushed to the hospital after allegedly ODing on medications given to him by prison staff. But here's where it gets wild. His lawyers are claiming this wasn't an accident. They're alleging that prison officials deliberately gave him a large quantity of medication in what they're calling an unaliving attempt. We're talking conspiracy theories, unaliving plots, and a legal battle that's getting messier by the minute. Hit that like button because this tea is hot. Subscribe because when celebrity prison drama gets this insane, we're here for every detail. We're about to dive into a story that sounds like a Hollywood thriller, but is happening in real life. Let me paint you the scene because this is absolutely horrifying. Recently, R. Kelly woke up in his cell at the Federal Correctional Institution in North Carolina feeling faint and dizzy. According to court filings, he started seeing black spots in his vision. That's when you know something is seriously wrong. He tried to get up but fell to the ground. He had to crawl to his cell door before losing consciousness completely. Prison staff found him unconscious and had to put him on a gurney to rush him to Duke University Hospital. When he got to the hospital, doctors discovered he had been given a large quantity of medications that threatened his life. We're talking about a near unaliving experience that required 2 days of hospitalization to treat. The medical staff basically had to save his life from what his lawyers are calling a deliberate poisoning attempt. But here's the kicker. While R. Kelly was in the ambulance fighting for his life, he allegedly heard one of the prison officers say, "This is going to open a whole new can of worms." What? That's not something you say about a medical emergency unless you know something shady went down. Now this is where the story gets crazy, because R. Kelly's lawyers aren't just claiming medical malpractice. They're alleging this was a straight-up unaliving attempt. According to his attorney, Beau Brindley, this ODing happened just days after R. Kelly exposed what he claims was a Bureau of Prisons plot to unalive him. Here's the tea. R. Kelly's legal team filed an emergency motion claiming that 3 prison officials approached a fellow inmate named Michael Stein and instructed him to unalive R. Kelly. When that alleged plot was exposed, his lawyers claimed the prison staff moved to Plan B, poison him with an OD of his own medications. The timing is suspicious as hell. R. Kelly exposes an alivening plot, and suddenly he's getting dangerous amounts of medication that nearly unalive him? His lawyers are saying this is the Bureau of Prisons trying to silence him permanently because he knows too much about government corruption. But wait, there's more. R. Kelly also has a history of blood clots, and he'd been complaining for months about a swollen leg. When he finally got scanned at the hospital, they found blood clots in both legs and his lungs. His lawyers claim prison staff deliberately removed him from the hospital before he could get life-saving surgery to clear the clots. The medical negligence allegations are just as shocking as the unalivening plot claims. R. Kelly's lawyers are painting a picture of systematic medical abuse that's designed to unalive him slowly if the quick methods don't work. According to court documents, R. Kelly had been seeking medical attention for months about his swollen leg. Knowing his history with blood clots made this a life-threatening situation. But prison medical staff allegedly provided, quote, limited or delayed care, and even told him they were no longer authorized to give him blood thinners. Let that sink in. A man with a documented history of blood clots was allegedly denied the medication that prevents those clots from forming. That's like denying insulin to a diabetic. His lawyers claim this was all part of a coordinated effort to make his death look like natural causes. When the hospital scan revealed dangerous clots in his legs and lungs that required immediate surgery, prison officials allegedly forced his removal from the hospital against medical advice. The doctors wanted to operate to save his life, but the Bureau of Prisons said nope, bring him back to prison. R. Kelly's lawyer stated, Mr. Kelly's life is in jeopardy right now because the Bureau of Prisons denied him necessary surgery to clear clots from his lungs. He could die from this condition, and they are letting it happen. Of course, the Bureau of Prisons is staying tight-lipped about these explosive allegations. Their official statement? For privacy, safety, and security reasons, we do not discuss the conditions of confinement for any incarcerated individual, including medical and health-related issues. Translation, we're not saying anything that could incriminate us. The government's silence is deafening when you consider the seriousness of these allegations. If R. Kelly's lawyers are lying about attempted unaliving, why not just deny it outright? Meanwhile, prosecutors are calling R. Kelly's motion for release deeply unserious and repugnant, claiming the judge doesn't even have jurisdiction to release him. But that response feels more like deflection than denial of the underlying allegations. Sources told ABC News that R. Kelly was taken to the hospital for, quote, routine medical care, but there's nothing routine about ODing on medications and needing 2 days of hospitalization to survive. The conflicting narratives are making this whole situation even more suspicious. What do you think? Is R. Kelly the victim of an unaliving plot? Or is this his legal team's Hail Mary to get him out of prison? Are the medical issues real or fabricated? Drop your theories below, because this story has more twists than a soap opera. Smash that like button if this prison conspiracy has your head spinning, subscribe for more celebrity legal drama that goes deep, and hit that notification bell, because when stories like this break, you want to be the first to know.